शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु भिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे नाविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, verse number 43. The prayers of the Devas to Lord Nrsimhadev, who had appeared to protect Prahlad, and after he killed Hiranyakashipu, and he sat on his throne in a very angry mood. At that time all the Devas, they appeared there, headed by Brahma, Shiva, etc. And they began praying to him, reciting stuti to satisfy him, to calm him down. So we read how Brahma, he prayed, and then Shiva and Indra. And especially Indra said that now he can think of him, otherwise his heart was closed out of fear. So this is the difference between Sakam Bhakta and Niskam Bhakta. As Prahlad was right under the nose of Hiranyakashipu, and he was not afraid. And although Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him, but Indra said that my lotus-like heart was closed, could not think of you, because I was always afraid of this death. So fearlessness comes when we surrender to Krishna. He says, Aham tvam sarvapapabhyo shisham nasuchkarati. If you surrender, then there is no more problem. There cannot be any problem after that. So problem comes when you do not have faith, and because we do not have faith, then we make our own plans independently, and that leads to difficulties. So here we see the distinction. All these devas, although they are in charge of material affairs, but they all have something which they want to keep for themselves. They are not fully surrendered. So that's why they feel happy now. And earlier they were troubled, because not that they were not able to do service to the Lord, but because they were not getting what they were desiring. So their prayer is filled with some kind of expectation. Now our expectations will be fulfilled. Prahlad will also pray, but his prayers will be different. So this is the distinction to be seen. So next are the sages, Rishya Uchuhu. So even all these great personalities, and they have so much knowledge, and they even get to see the Lord, but still they remain fixed in their ideals. So this is the difference, that as human beings we can sit down, we can analyze all this, and we can learn, and we can take to pure devotion. These people, their words are stated in Shastra, and many times they also speak like pure devotees. As we saw, how Indra said that what is the use of any material benefit that is all kalagrasta. It's all eaten up by time, and even mukti is not honored by those who are taking pleasure in serving the Lord. So he knows, he's speaking, but then he does not act on it. Whenever there is some problem, then he is running. Or if somebody creates a threat to his position, then he forgets everything. So he is the one who killed Krishna's son, Vishwarup. He is the one who disturbs all the sages. So after saying all this, then he behaves like that. So many times people speak, but they don't practice that. So important thing is to practice what we are convinced about, or we have understood. But it's not seen generally. People usually follow dharma, principles of dharma, without giving much thought. And they think that they are religious. Most religious people are like that. They do things without going deeper into it. So they don't really get the benefit of dharma. Because dharma actually is to elevate your awareness, your consciousness. But we have this habit that something is told to us, or we follow others. When the father goes to temple and he has a small child, and father is paying respect to the deity or to the guru, the child also imitates. Then it just becomes a habit. Otherwise it is said that if you pay respect to Krishna once, then you don't take birth again. One who has performed 10,000 Ashwamedha Yagyas, so Ashwamedhyaji Punar Bhavaya Napu Krishna Pranam, he will take birth again, but not one who has offered obeisances to Krishna. So the difference is that our senses also have a meaning. But we are not aware. Just like when you drive your car or motorcycle. So you become habituated to it. You are not aware that you are driving. You are thinking so many other things. Your awareness is not there. So we do also our religious activities like that. We do puja, we do offering, do arti, singing, even kirtan. But our mind wanders here and there. It becomes like a ritual, like a dharmic activity. People do. So if it is done with our inner being, with our complete presence, that is different. So then it is not possible to speak like Indra is speaking and then do something else. So that is the meaning. So real spiritualist is one who is focusing on what is happening. And not just doing it because Dharma says, if I go to temple like Bhagavatam, do it just because it is done. So they are also like that. They are seeing the Lord. Can you imagine that they are actually seeing Srimad? They will recite one sloka and then go back. They will do whatever they were doing before. No transformation. We will think that if I see Nrsimha, my whole life will change. It will not remain the same. It will be such an experience. Imagine if you got to see him, you will never forget it. But then these are people who are seeing him. So just like people go to temple, like you go in a museum. If you are going to museum sometimes, then you just walk around. Right? And then you come out. And then at least you can say that I saw this museum. So like that people go every day. They do parikrama. They go to the temple and say, yes, I go every day. Every day I go to Mangalarti. Every day I go to this temple. That temple. And then they come home and they are same. Nothing really changes. Of course, it is also good that they are doing this. It has its value. It's not useless. They are spiritual activities. But not the real value of spiritual experience. So this is what we see here, that they all see this and they go back and have their breakfast. And then maybe they talk about that, oh, I saw somebody who was doing this or doing that. But no transformation of heart. So Bhakti is actually meant to transform the heart. Sometimes you can envision that people like Arup Goswami, Jiva Goswami, they went to the temple. What they see, how they felt, what will be their consciousness, and when we go, what do we feel? So that's why for them Lord was actually personally present. It's a fact. They were not just seeing like some deity made of stone, like we see. But then he was physically present. They were actually seeing him like that. Because that's how their bhav was. So that's why Prahlad, when his father asked him, do you see here this person whom you are saying is supreme? Prahlad said yes. Because that was his bhav. When he was preaching to his classmates, he was not lecturing like we lecture. He was speaking from his heart. That's what he was saying. That's why so many times he makes this statement that feel the presence of God in everything. Atma Pannina Sarvatra. So he was not just talking, he was actually experiencing it himself. And that's why he had such an impulse to speak about it. Because when you experience something, then you can't hold it. Even materially, when you experience something, even if you have a good meal somewhere, then you come and talk about it. Or you see something extraordinary. Anything you experience nice, you want to speak about it to others. So you can imagine Prahlad, what experience he was having. So how much inspiration he must have had to speak about it. And what influence it had on all his friends. They all got changed because he was speaking from his experience, from his heart. He was not just some professional talker giving a speech. So that's what influences. So this dharma, this what is called here Parama Dharma, this is meant for that experience. And that should be our drive, that I really want to experience it. This is what I want to do. I want to live it. Not, okay, I just live a life. It's nice to live a life, but the real thing is that it should make change inside. So this is what you see the difference here. All these people pray and they go back happily. They're all very happy. So Lord actually pleases everybody. He is pleasing them also. So supplies the need. Eko bhunam nivadati kama. He gives the need of everyone. So they want something like this. So he did that. Okay, and satisfied them all. So that's why Vishnath Chakravarti was saying that we don't know what is actually the intention of him, what he wants to do. Difficult to figure out. So Rishya Uchuhu Tamna Stapa Paramamatha Yadatma Tejo Yenidamadi Purushatma Gatam Sasarja Tadvipraluptam Manua Gunadya Saranyapala Rakshagrihita Vapusatura Anvamastha. So he says, Tvam Nastapa Paramam Atha. He says that earlier he had told us to engage in tapas, austerities, controlling mind, senses. Because only when our mind and senses are in control, then we can achieve something. Even materially, we cannot achieve anything. Our mind and senses are not in control. So to achieve spiritual upliftment, obviously we need to control them. So they say that Tvam na stapa paramam atha, that is when that do this supreme thing, tapasya. As he had ordered to Brahma also in the very beginning, tapa tapa. And atma tejo yena idam adi purusham purusha atma gatam sasarya. So this is your energy, your potency, and it is with this tapasya that he had created. And tad vipraluptama amuna adya saranyapala. But that tapasya was disturbed by this person, Hiranyakashipu. So now you have killed him. Raksha grihita vapusha, by taking this form which is for our protection. You are Saranyapala. You are the protector of those who have taken your shelter. Now you are again approving that engage in the hostilities. So Sri Vishnav Chakravarti says, Etavad din paryantam asmabhir na tapastaptam itya. So all this time we do not engage in any tapasya. Tam no asmakam parmam yusid yusmad dhyanmayam yat tapa tat atmana swasya teja artha. So you have instructed us to engage in the supreme tapasya, which is to meditate on you, and which is your own prowess. Asmasu tapaha pravartanartham. So for propagating tapasya. Yena tejasa taparupena atmani linamidam vishwam sasarja ashvakshi. So you had also created this universe by your tejas or tapasya, by your prowess, when this universe was merged within you. Samarthamiti api patha. So instead of sasar, there is also a different reading of samartham. Srijami tapsaivedam iti padukte. You have said yourself that you create through austerities. Tat tapahamna datyena shauram tejo rahna iva vipraliptam. So he has eclipsed that tapasya at present, just like the effulgence of sun is eclipsed by Rahu during the solar eclipse. Tat samprati rakshartham grihitena nena vapusha nrsimhakarena. So now you have appeared in this raksha grihita vapusha, this form for protection. Anvamastha punarapi asmat kartavyatpena anumatam samnatam. And again you have approved that we should continue or resume our austerities. Then the next are the Pitaras, the forefathers. Shraddhani no dhigubujay prasabham tamujay dattani tirtha samyetya pipattelambu tasya udaranakh vidirna vapade archat tasmai namo nihare kil dharma bhoktre. So Pitara forefathers, they survive on the operations of their descendants. When there is good family relations, then the forefathers of the departed forefathers, they still remain attached to their descendants who are on earth. And they expect them also to do something. They also help them. So if the descendants offer something to them, speak about them, think of them, then they feel very happy. This gives them strength. It's like when people are in family and they have attachment to each other, affection, family relation, and then people reciprocate in that affectionate mood, and it gives strength to them. Even if they don't have much possessions or have an opulent life, if they are just having loving exchange with each other, that itself rejuvenates them. They feel happy and feel satisfied. Otherwise, there are people who are very rich, they have a lot of wealth, they can buy anything. But there is no loving exchange with their family members. They keep on running from one place to another place, keep on doing all kinds of things to keep themselves busy. But they are not satisfied. There is no fulfillment. Inside there is emptiness. So similarly, in the traditional families, when there is a relationship, nice, good relation, then the forefathers, they expect some offering from the descendants. So that's why in India we have this ceremony of Shraddha. So that's what they are referring. Shraddhani no adhi bubujhe prasadham tanu jaiv dattani. He says that the Shraddha offerings which were given to us by our children, descendants, they were captured by Hiranyakashipu. So we did not get it. And whenever they went to Tirtha, holy place, like going to Ganga Snan, and there you offer water and sesame seeds. So sesame is very important for offering in Yajna as well as for the forefathers. So then he will eat that. We will not get it. So now he says that now you have tasya udarat nakh vidirna vapadya akshat. So now you tore off his belly with your nails and took out all that offering. And supplied to us. So we are feeling very happy. So tasmai namo nirhare akil dharma gotre. So we are offering our respect to you, who are the protector of dharma. So this is also part of dharma. So although it is materialistic thing to make all these offerings, but it also has a spiritual purpose in it. Because if you do that, then at least you believe that there is afterlife, which means that we are not the body, there is Atma. So maybe one day somebody will consider these things, these questions. Otherwise, of course, people just do it mechanically. But the idea is it reminds you that you are not the body, and one day you have to give up this, as the forefathers have to give up. So think about your real self. So at least it keeps one grounded in this understanding. Whether one makes use of it or not, that is different. So that is the purpose. Vayam etavad din paryantam upavasa dwara eva upavasa para eva abhumetya. So these Pitaras, they are saying that all this time he just fasted. And not that they fasted voluntarily, but they didn't get any food. Because their food was just taken away by Hiranyakashipu. It's like you work in some factory and your lunch comes from your home and somebody takes it away on the way. So you go without lunch. So it happened to them. Shraddhani, Shraddha Pindadini. So Shraddha is this Pindadam. We give this oblations. Make the Pinda, balls, rice, and give it to the crows. And Tirtha Snana Samaya Tilambu, Til Tarpanavakam. And at the Tirtha, holy places, we offer sesame seed and water, the river or some pond. So Tasya Udaratya Archat Airitvam. So now you have pulled all that out from his belly. Katham Bhutat Nakhair Vidirna Vapa Medo Yasya Tasma. So how is that you tore off his belly and removed all the fat from the belly. So Hiranyakashipu has accumulated, he was overeating. So he has accumulated a lot of fat around his belly. This was all the offering. Because sesame seeds are all fat. So they all accumulated there. Vapa vivara medasa. So the word vapa means a whole and fat. Vapaha vidarye pinda tilodakadini eva asman darshyamasa. So he says that this is the region that you told his belly, tear apart, just to show us that look, this is where he was hiding all these pindas. All your offerings are here, accumulated, so you can see it. Yono gatim yoga siddhana sadhur abharashvid yoga tapo balena nana darpatam nakhe nidadara tasmai tubhyam pranatasmo nrsimha. Now these are the siddhas. So siddhas are people who have some yogic powers. So they are saying that we had many yogic powers, yoga siddham, but this Hiranyakashipu, by his yogic power, he nullified all of them. So like you have some power and someone else comes with more power and completely overpowers you. There's a magnetic field. You create a stronger magnetic field and it overpowers that or interferes with that. And then it does not work. Like you have all these remote control machines, so you can actually bring another machine and it will obstruct all these vibrations and your machines will not work. Right? It's possible to do that. So these yogic powers are something like that. So Hiranyakashipu, he had the bigger machine. And he obstructed into everybody's remote controls of doing things. So all their yogic powers failed. They became just like normal people. So he was playing like that. It's like in the aeroplanes, they say that while taking off or landing, you have to keep all your electronic instruments shut off so that they don't interfere with the landing or taking off. Because they can interfere. So like that he was interfering and he disturbed everybody's yogic powers.
But these yogic powers are like power of the mind?
Yes. So nana darpatam nakhe nirdara tasmai. So now you have removed his pride by tearing him into pieces by your nails. So Nrsimhadevi surrender to you, we bow down to you. Yogashwarya sampatti hina ranka eva vayam ekam kalam pratiksham. Says being devoid of all our opulence and yogic power, we were just like paupers and nothing. That's our strength. And we didn't have that. So all this time we were just hoping that when this fellow will die. Yono gati manimadi siddhim nana darpam anek darpavantam tamasam. So our siddhi is like anima, mahima, garima, mahima, all these ashta siddhis. They were all made futile by Hiranyakashipu because he was very proud of his powers. People have power and then some people they want to show off their power to others. So this is how he was taking pleasure. He was making fun of people Like somebody is trying to do something and you want to go and disturb him and then laugh, have fun. So like that he was playing with them. So it says now that Asura is finally dead. He was so happy. And then Vidyadhara Uchu Vidyam पृथक धारणया अनुराधां निषेधमख्यो बलवीर्य दृप्तः सयेन संख्येप शुभधतस्तं माया नृसिंहं प्रणतास्म नित्यम्. So they have different types of vidyas. So he said that this person has made everything forgetful of us. He bound us, but now you have killed him, just like an animal. So sometimes there is a fight, people go for hunting, and they kill an animal. So like that you have killed him, just like Pashuvadhatastam Maya Nursham. So you are very merciful, you are ever bound down to your feet. Vayam api etavad din paryantam vidyarahita eva smaitya. So all their knowledge, their vidya, philosophical understanding, and knowledge about singing, ragas, all these things. He says this was all lost. Vidyamantar dhanadi lakshanam radham suddham sankhayam. So our perfections, our knowledge, our opulence in the form of knowledge was all taken away by him. We have killed him. So you are Maya Naksham. The word Maya also means kripa or grace. So you are very gracious. And then there are Nagas. So Naga means a type of snake. So they are also praying. Yena papena ratnani stri ratnani hatani na tadvakshaha patne nasam dattananda namostate. So they are saying that we have two types of gems. One are the gems on our head, and there are gems in the form of our wives. So they both were snatched away by Hiranyakashipu. He took away all the gems from our hoods, and he also took away our wives. So what Hiranyakashipu will do with the snake wives? What is he going to do? If they are snakes, their wives also must be snakes. So snaky wives. What will he do? But anyway, he took them away. So he said that now you have torn apart his chest. You are so happy. And this rascal troubled us. Because to take somebody's wife, that's the problem. Lord Ramchandra fought with Ravana. He took away his wife. So he gave him a lesson. So all these snakes, they lost their wives. And then they have to take care of their children without wife. No food. And they have to cook their own food. So what is life without wife? What will you eat? Of course, if you run a restaurant, that's another story. You come to house and there is no wife, then you don't know what to eat. So these snakes, poor people, they are suffering. And they lost their luster because their power is in their money, in their head. It's like Ashwatthama, he also had this money on his head. He was born with it.
Ashwatthama?
So when he was caught after he had killed the 5 sons of Draupadi, then there was a discussion what to do with him. So there were 2 parties. Some were saying kill him, and others saying don't kill him. So then Arjuna just removed his gem from the head. So he still has that wound. That wound is not healing yet. Some people have met him sometimes, and he still has the wound. So he lost all his power because of that. He became like dull. So the snakes were also like that. They were also, previously we saw how the Pitara forefathers, they were starving. So these snakes were also starving like that. No wife. Rita dhana, rita strika eva vayam etavad paryantam santapta. He said all this time we have been just fasting and troubled because we lost our wealth and also our wives. Tad vakshasah patnena vidarinena asam strinam hidattam. So now you have killed him. So you have given great pleasure to our wives more than that. Because they were under his control. So asam dattananda means to them. And next are the manus. There are many manus, 14 manus. So they are saying, Manvo vayam tava nideshakarino ditijena deva prati bhuta chetavaha bhavata khala saupsamrita prabho karvanate kim manushad kinkaran. They said we are manus. So these are the first time people are introducing themselves. Earlier people they didn't say who they are. So the first thing they say, Manvo vayam. We are manus and we follow your order. And your order, what is the order for Manu? Is to establish dharma in the society. That is their main function. So for one Manvantara there is one Manu, and they want to make sure that people follow dharma. So he says that this Ditija, this Hiranyakashipu son of Diti, Deva, Pati Bhuta Setava. So he is disturbed the Setava, the Maryada, the rules, the principles of Dharma. Bhavata Khala Saupashamhrita Prabhu. Now that rascal has been killed by you. So Karvami King Tem Anshadi Kinkaram. We are your servants. Please guide us, instruct us, teach us what we have to know. So Nrsinghena Akasmad Avlokyamana Manuvo Murdhani Baddhanjalayo Vayam Pradagya Karana. So Vishwanath Chakravarti has an observation here. He says, why the Manus said we are Manus, no one else said. He said when people were all standing there and coming and praying, Nrsimhadev looked towards them and he moved his eyes like that. Who are you? And he's saying, who are you? What are you doing here? So they immediately became alert and said, we are Manus. Manvavayam. And what's your job? He says, Tam Nideshakarana. You just follow what you say. They became so scared. So they put their hands up on their head and Vayam Tadagya Karana Manuva Bhavami. Evam agrepi avatari kagyeya mano. So he says you can consider in the next verse also, because they also say prajesha vayante paresham srishta, we are prajapati in the next one. So Vishnu Chakravarti says there also it's to be understood that he must have now started looking, okay, you, and what about you? So then everybody is giving an introduction and saying, we are Prajapati, we are Mangas, we are Gandharvas, we are Apsaras, one by one. So, Setuva Varnashram Dharma Maryada. So Setu literally means bridge. So sometimes Dharma is called a bridge, because just like by bridge you cross over material world, so the principles of Varnashrama are meant to cross this material world. Those principles are the principles of Dharma, and therefore they are sometimes called as Setu or a bridge. So now the Prajapatis. Prajesa vayam te paresa vishvashta nayena prajavai sujano nishiddha sai satvaya bhinna vakshanushete jagan mangalam sattamurte avataram. So he says that we are Prajesas, we are the propagators of population, and he had ordered us earlier that we create Prajesa Vayante Paresha Abhisrishta Nayena Prajavai Sujana Nishiddha. But this person has stopped us, so he did not allow us to perform our duty. So we could not do anything. But now you have killed him, torn his chest, and he's sleeping here. So now onwards we will continue creating, O Sattamurti. Your appearance is for everybody's auspiciousness, Jagannath. He Paresha Parameshwara, O Supreme Lord, Nishiddha, Hare Ma Prajashrita Ityagya. So Hiranyakashipu has ordered us not to create. So what could we do? He Sattamurti, Tava Tara Jagannath. But now you are bringing auspiciousness in the world by killing this demoniac person. And then Gandharva. So they are also explaining who they are. Vayam vibhote natanatya gayaka yenatma sadhivya balo nishaprita seshanito bhavata dashamimam kimatpathastha kushalaya kalpate. So they said that we are singers and dancers who sing and dance about your glories, about your pastimes. That's our business, that's the activity we perform. We are invited by people to do kirtan, to dance. We go to various assemblies. So we also do that. Sometimes Brahma, he has his assembly and all these people come and they sing about the Lord. So the story that once Narada, he was also Gandharva called Upabarhana. He was very beautiful, surrounded by very nice girls. He went there and instead of singing about the Lord, he started singing something else. So that's when Brahma cursed him to take birth on earth. Made servant there. That's how he was born. So otherwise this Gandharva they say that Vayam Te Vibho Nat Natya Gayaka. Sing, we enact, we are Gayakas, Natas, we dance. But now Yena Atma Sadha Virya Baloj Shaprita. But we were all stopped by this fellow and he was asking us to sing about him. So we did not like it, but that's what we have to do. So now he is being killed. Yesa Yesa Nito Bhavata Dasam. He is now lying down here in this state. He says, Kim Utpat Pathasta Kushla Kalpita. He says, who is that person who has achieved auspiciousness by engaging in adharmic activities, religious, immoral behavior. So, yena datyena atmasat krita santa tasyeva nata natya gayatasya bhumi. So he said all this time we were just busy trying to please him and we had no time, no possibility to sing about you. So now we have brought him in this state. So that's very happy because he deserved it. And then Charana Uchu. Charana are those who make nice poetry in the praise. Kings used to have. Hare Tavangari Pankajam Bhavat Vargamashruta Yadesha Sadhu Chaya Staya Sura Samatita. So they are saying that, O Lord, this person has been killed by you, so we take shelter of your lotus feet, which is the storehouse or the object which gives liberation, freedom from the cycle of birth and death. We have taken shelter, but this demoniac person had disturbed us also, so you have now killed him. Sadhu Vichayastaya Asura Samapita. So the trouble which the saintly people were feeling because of him, you have brought that to an end. It is for this reason that you have killed him. And then there are yakshas. Vayam manuchar mukhya karambhiste manogyeiste ihadita sutena prapita vahakatvam sato janam paritapam tatkritam janata tena rahaya panita panchatam panchavinsha. So he said that we are actually your servants, prime servants, because of doing service to you. But Hiranyakashipu has engaged us in carrying palanquins. Poor guy. So that's what we were doing all this time. So Lord, O controller of material nature, knowing that he was troubling everybody, you have killed him. Jan paritapam tatkritam janata panchatam panchavinsha. So they are referring to him as Panchavinsha 25 because he is the controller of the 24 material elements. Tetag manogyahi karambhir anuchareshu mukhya, we are the chief among your servants who perform nice service. Yadva anuchara tvad bhakta eva mukhya yesham te vayam api shivika bhakatvam prapita. That it is only your devotees who are supreme among your servants. And we are your devotees, but he has engaged us in carrying the palanquin. Tena ditisu tena kritam jana paritapam janata toya panchatam mrityam. So knowing that he was troubling everybody, he have killed him. And this is pleasure for everybody. So we'll stop when there are 4 more prayers. We'll do that tomorrow. Any question on this?
You started your class saying that sometimes it gets mechanical in our...
Isn't it?
Yeah. So my question is, when you do some devotional activity, what is the meditation? What are you supposed to focus on? What do you do?
Well, focus is ultimately, of course it depends what kind of activity, but for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Guru, it should be the focus. Otherwise we tend to forget it and it just becomes mechanical.
So that, but then you're still mechanical in what you do, because you're focusing on something else.
No, it's
You're
not
thinking
mechanical
of
here.
doing it for Krishna, but
Then it's not mechanical because you are doing it to please him, and it is an act of devotion. What is the difference between mechanical material activity and devotional activity? Actually same, but the difference is in the bhava. So when your bhava is devotional, then it is not mechanical. So that is what has to be brought in, that is to be practiced, because we don't have that. So whether we are chanting, or we are cooking, or we are in your shop, then that awareness should be there. So we have 2 types of activities. Usually there are things which are directly related with devotion to Krishna, like chanting, kirtan, worship of the deity. And then there are activities which may not be directly related. So if you are doing some business, you work in your office. So there it is more difficult. That's why we do sadhana, which involves things which are directly related. So they give you more facility to be aware of Krishna. And when you can become aware in those activities, then you will also become aware in the other ones, because this awareness then will spread into your actions. That is the idea behind it. But if you do even those activities mechanically, then what is the chance that you will do other thing with awareness? So therefore, at least, of course our sadhana is whole day we do sadhana, but sadhana which I am saying is directly related. That should be done with full concentration and not thinking of anything else. And then when you get into that, then that will spread into your daily activities.
But isn't a certain routine helpful to carry on?
Yeah, routine,
If you're accustomed to getting up early in the morning and things like this.
I'm not against routine. Routine is good. I'm saying that in routine we should not be unaware of what we are doing. Do your routine with awareness. That is what routine is very good. Because if you don't have a routine, then it's even difficult to be aware.
About this picture in Oka. So it's exclusively a men's club. No women allowed.
I don't think so.
So what happens to the 4 mothers?
No, they're also
They're
there.
planted for the 4 mothers. What happens to the women?
Women.
China,
No, they're also there. Women are also there. It's not all male. They're families.
No, because the forefather or the father, he may be very attached attached to his wife, or should be very attached to his wife. So it might not